Thank you, Lisa. Community Service Awards. Now we present 3 awards that recognize outstanding service in our community. Today we are honoring 3 individuals who have made a difference in the greater Long Beach area. Dr. Kristine Zentgraf is awarded the Faculty Community Service Award for her strong support of immigrant students and their families in the greater Long Beach area, as well as her advocacy for immigration reform and economic and social justice issues. Dr. Zentgraf, please come forward with Dean Jerry Raposa. Sociology Department since 1988, Dr. Zentgraf works tirelessly with Long Beach Immigrant Rights Coalition to help provide a path for legalization for undocumented students, and has helped to organize community fundraisers that benefit immigrant students at CSULB. Just so you know, she was also in this position a few years ago when she won the Distinguished Faculty Teaching Award.
I will be brief, but I have notes, so you know how that goes. It's an interesting strategy. You're starting out with the rebel rousers today. And I'm glad to lead us off today. I just got out of a class that I teach on immigration, and we talk a lot with students in the class about globalization and how globalization has really redrawn the map of the world. You know, information and goods and services and ideas flow freely across the globe right now, but so too does the movement of people. And this is driven largely by globalization. But in the United States today, we have policies about this movement of people that are really quite patchwork, that are really quite irrational, that are unworkable, that in my opinion are inhumane. And so I talk a lot with my students about this, and a lot of my students understand that because our students, their families, our community members pay a very high price for some of these policies. It's not in our interest either to have policies like this. We all pay a price. We pay a price when we have ICE officers that come into our community and stage actions in immigrant communities and parking lots and create fear that runs throughout the community, to the extent that people are afraid to come out to shop in local businesses, to the extent that people are afraid to go to their children's schools to pick them up and participate in the community and go to their religious services on Sundays. We all pay a price when we separate families by deporting them and leaving children sometimes alone and without parents, or sending them back to countries that they don't ever know. We pay a price when we deny our own immigrant students either the opportunity or the access to economic resources to help them get an education. And we do them a disservice when they do finish their educations, don't provide them with opportunities to work legally in this country. We all pay a price. All of these examples, in my opinion, speak to the values and priorities in this country. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in a world where we waste the talents and the skills of people who live here and invest in our communities. I don't want to waste the talents and skills of our students, and I don't want to live in a place where we render people invisible. That, to me, is not what democracy is about. You know, 28% of people in Long Beach are immigrants. It's a statistic that always kind of blows me away, and I actually just, to make sure you know, I actually looked it up on the census again last night to make sure I didn't come here and misrepresent it. 28%. But I can guarantee you from my work in the community that most people in this community don't know that. I can guarantee you that our political leaders don't know that. And I can guarantee you that these are voices that if we want to have healthy and democratic societies, that we can't allow to be pushed aside. It's in everybody's advantage to hear people. I hope I can be a part of that, helping people tell their stories and say who they are. I don't know that what I do so much is community service. I think of it as community participation. I mean, I sit down with people and we all bring to the table our skills and our talents, which are all different. And I benefit from that a lot, because when I work in the community, I learn so much from people. And I also am constantly challenged, but I'm constantly inspired by people. And it's the one thing that keeps me going. Being involved with people different from myself, who have different experiences from me, is probably the best reward ever. And so, I guess I want to say a couple of things to conclude. One is that working in communities and recognizing the reality that at the end of the day, we're all we have is each other. This is a really humbling experience, and it constantly challenges me to think about who I am and who I want to be. So the nurturing that brings, I would like to invite everybody to participate in whatever way that is for you. Find a way that you can go into the community, involve yourself, learn about all the communities that make up this city, this state, this nation. And when you see injustice, take a stand and help to be part of a world that you want to live in and a part of a world that you really believe in. Yeah.